What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Rob. Peter's back. Adsy's back. What's going on, fellas? We're doing Brad Pitt. What's happening?
Not much, boys. Good to be here. Good to see you.
Likewise, man. This weather's giving me the pits, but otherwise in Queensland, it's good.
The pits? The pits?
Get it?
That's see mine.
Yeah, that's why we didn't wear white shirts.
Yeah.
No white shirts. Fellas, we're doing the best Brad Pitt movies, and this is one that I wasn't 100% keen on doing, and now that I've watched a shitload of movies before we done this, and ones that I hadn't seen before, I'm really, really glad that I have, and that we're doing this one, so can't wait to steal some of Adsy's picks. Now, the judge himself has got to say hello, so at the bar, let's say hello to Grandpa. Grandpa.
I met this hot chick the other day, and she said I look like Brad Pitt. Oh, yeah, I do. It wasn't that until she mentioned that it was when he played Benjamin Button. Bitch.
Benjamin Button, Grandpa. The older version.
Yeah, not when he was the young bloke, when he was at the beginning.
No one
should
was
have
a
kept
young
him
man.
because he's gonna go back to Pitt at some point. So she should have hung on to him. But
Exactly,
you know,
but Grandpa's
poor
got a
choice,
foul.
Grandma.
Grandpa's got a foul mouth. We got rules. The rules are easy. Spin the wheel for the deal. First pick who can get the best box set. That's what we're playing for. And you vote not in the community section. It is in the polls. They've called it the poll section now. And we'll end up telling those up at the end to see who the winner is. Probably me 2 seasons in a row. But I'm just saying, just vote down there before we.
You're smashing it at the moment, mate.
At the moment.
Is.
Anything can change. Anything can change. So let's chuck the spin the wheel, make a deal up. That's
This
up,
is
boys.
your episode, Adsy. This is your episode, bro.
All right. So we want Adsy to be in the middle.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, he's got the first pick.
Get up,
You're
get up.
kidding.
You.
Gee, I wonder what he's gonna pick. Everyone at home.
That's all right. He's got to wait a fair.
Might be surprised.
He's got to wait a fair few picks before he gets another one. I don't want to be in the middle. I tell you that much.
I think you should, Rob. I think
come on, Pete. No,
I think it's Rob.
on Pete. That's on Pete.
No, that's Rob.
Salami.
That's what you get.
I hate being the salami.
Smells fresh.
Nice.
All right. So I was in the middle. Adsy was there. That sounds right to you, boys. All right. Let's start drafting.
Let's go.
Let's start drafting. This is on you, Adsy.
Come on, Adsy. Shock me.
all
Shock
right.
us, bro.
I'm not picking my number one film of all time. There you go.
What?
Yeah, what?
Shocked. yeah. Nah. Not picking it.
What's going on, mate?
No. I'll tell you why. Yeah. So Seven is my favourite film ever made. Most people who've seen this channel know that. But for me, I'm going with his best performance plus my number 4 favourite film ever made, which is David Fincher's Fight Club.
Yep.
And for me, this is absolutely just a masterpiece, of a film.
We've all got him.
And and like it goes up and up and up each time I watch it. It's just one of those films where it just gets better and better. And I've seen it probably. I mean, we're getting up to 50 probably times, and it's just getting better and better. And I totally relate to the story. Growing up in that period of time, and because it was like it came out when I was about 16, and it's just, I don't know, it's fantastic. And Brad Pitt in it, it's my favorite Brad Pitt performance of all time. I think he's absolutely phenomenal as Tyler Durden, mate. Like, there is no character like him, and there never ever will be. He's got that sort of like coolness to him. He's got that scariness to him. He's funny as shit. The bit where he's pretending to be Bruce Lee in the background, it's hilarious. The bit where he falls off the bike, but there's so much layers to his character, and I think, and the film. I mean, Ed Norton, Meatloaf, Jared Leto, David Fincher, mate, and
Wild
Chuck
cast, man.
Palahniuk, and Chuck Palahniuk's book, mate.
Yeah.
I'm done. Fight Club.
Do you know what's interesting about
100
that film? Oh, sorry, Rob,
Yeah.
you go first.
that would have been my first pick. That actually
Yeah.
would have been my first pick. It's freaking,
Yeah.
it's a good twist if you haven't seen it. The fights are wicked. The makeup effects. No one talks about the makeup effects of all the freaking bumps over the faces
Yeah.
and all that. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
And let's not forget about Edward Norton's performance, because if you're making a Brad Pitt box set, it's all about performances, and it's not just about the best movies, his best performances as well. So of course this is the number one pick.
The funny thing for me is when I was working in the video shop and this movie went to cinemas, I remember reading, I think it might have been one of the major newspapers, they bombed it. And I remember this film didn't really work well on the first sort of round, if that sort of makes sense. Like when it first came out, people didn't know how to respond to it. People didn't know what to think of it when they walked away from it. I remember watching it going, this is way better than any review that I actually had read originally. And I didn't see it in cinemas, unfortunately. I did watch it on a preview tape back in my Video Easy days. And I remember just being in awe of all the little Easter eggs. Because there's a lot of things in here, like we could reveal, we could do a whole episode on it. There's so much to unpack. There's so much to think about. There's so many things about the ending as well when you think about it. But you are right, though. And I'm just going to say it. Brad Pitt is ripped to shreds in this film. Like,
He is, yeah.
Like everyone's thinking you can cook some eggs and bacon on him. He's shredded. And that in itself takes a lot of work, bro. Yeah, Splat. Had the effect.
Watch what you say now.
But legit, that's part of the work that Brad Pitt put in this movie, man. It's so good. So I've lost it now because you put me off. But great pick, man. No, you're cool, man.
I did read before I do my pick. I read that apparently people were walking out of the screener or whatever for this movie and were hating it. And apparently Brad Pitt turned to Edward Norton and said, "This is the best film I'm ever going to star in."
Yeah, controversy, mate. Like that's
100%
it. 100%.
true.
Like and spinning out that people are walking out like.
If you make a film that makes people feel uncomfortable, sick, awkward, that's the point they have to leave. Your film worked.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll be making a film by the end of the year like that. Hey, Adzi, a short film.
Bloody oath, mate. Yeah, I can't wait.
It will make people uncomfortable and sick. My first pick is going to spin you guys out because Adzi stole. Always when you get first pick, you prick, you steal my. When I say I'm going to steal yours, it always bites me in the ass. So anyway, my second pick would have been this 100%, because this is my second favorite Brad Pitt movie. Just is use a spin out, but it's the 2011 Moneyball. I'm a big sports fan. I love sports. I don't really understand the rules of baseball that much and all that, but the whole aspect of this movie of the trading players and what it's like in the back trying to get the players and last minute trade decisions and just fucking someone off to another team and you're sold, see you later.
Yeah,
it was just wicked. What's the fat bloke's name in it? Superbad. Yeah, Jonah Hill.
Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, Jonah Hill plays the mind of the putting all the stats together and all that, which is great as well. And it just plays off where Brad Pitt is just playing off him. They're playing off there. He's just such an arrogant boss, but at the same time, he's smart. He just wants that championship. I'm not going to give spoilers away. It's a long movie. It is. If you don't like sports, I think you still will like this. So don't be put off that sports. But boys, that's my opinion of Moneyball. What do you think of Moneyball?
I think it's fantastic. I watched it again. Like I've watched it about 5 times now. I watched it about a month ago. And it's just riveting. It's an Aaron Sorkin screenplay. So he did like Social Network. And Few Good Men. So once you're in, you know, that's literally like what Rob said, you know, it's about trading players and behind the scenes of, it's basically before, because it's about how maths end up like getting the Red Sox over the line, even though it's about the Oakland A's, the film. but it shows you how the Red Sox actually won their first one in, like, I don't know, 70 years, whatever it was. Because I actually like baseball and I'm a Red Sox fan. And and they used all the things from the Oakland A's to get them over the line, and the RBIs and all that shit to get them there. So it actually what you're seeing actually happened and it worked. It's a true story, and but
very clever.
No, I find it riveting. I think Brad's fantastic, Jonah's fantastic, and just really great, interesting stuff. Yeah.
I love stats with sports.
I was going to say, I'm nodding and agreeing, but the reality is I'm cheering you on, but I've not seen the film. I'm not big on sports. Yeah, Rob's face. I'm not big on sports films, right? But, however, I have tried to watch this film multiple times and I keep getting interrupted so that I stop and I don't go back to it, or something comes up. I even bought the film digitally, telling myself that I'm going to watch it if I'm on an airplane next or whatever, because I hear so many great things about it. The trailer does appeal to me, and I do think I'd like the film, but it's one of those movies where I've been trying to get to it, and every time there's just not tonight, and just so I really want to, and that's probably one of the rare films of Pitt's career where I haven't gotten to it yet.
When we do the final count, so you've got a good friggin' 8 weeks or whatever.
You
watch it,
and we bring up this episode to see who won. You will give us a little mini review.
There's going to be a scorecard going, did you watch this? Did you watch that? Did you watch this? Did you watch that? Did you watch Zoolander 2 yet? The Fortress?
Oh, fuck no, I'll snap that up.
Tom Cruise.
But you can't stop and start Moneyball. It's not one of those.
No.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't like it. Like, as a film reviewer and whatever, I get a little bit, what do you mean we can only watch half of it tonight? If we can only watch half of it tonight, then let's watch something that I'm willing to stop, something I've seen. Yeah. So when I'm watching a movie,
a Tom Cruise movie,
I'm committed. I'm committed, baby. I'm going from start to finish. There's no halfway with me, man. You know what I'm saying? You can put whatever effect you want on the screen, man. But I'm just saying, I don't like halvesies with movies. It's first or last. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, get distracted.
Fucking hate halvesies. Fucking hate halvesies. No one likes halvesies.
You're either first or you're last.
Yeah, that's right. So plan ahead, people.
It's like when your wife says, when you say to your wife, do you want something to eat? Like, no, I'm not hungry. And then you make your food, and then she wants halvesies. You said you weren't hungry.
Well, they're hungry. Yeah. This is a separate channel altogether. We could do lots of episodes on this, man.
We could talk about halvesies. You got 2 in a row, Pete. Let's get it on. What do you got?
Let's do it. Well, Pitt's career is pretty wacky and wild. He's had some fun. He's done some pretty random, stupid stuff. But this one's actually so stupid, but it's also so funny. And he's actually pretty good acting. I'm just going to say right now, it's about a man and his mum and his caravan.
Nice.
From 2000.
Very nice.
Who wasn't surprised by this? Because this poster shows Pitt in the center. He's not the main actor, but it tells me he is. Marketing. But he is very funny. You can quote him all you want to. How's your day? Well, the weather's been kind to us today, but I got to go to caravan. And he's talking
so fast.
Yeah. It's for me, Mal. He is very comedic. He's also very threatening in the film. Like, when someone goes to fight him, you can tell that Pitt's got a bit of Fight Club era hanging off him still, because he's very menacing and you don't want to fight him. But he's very funny. In fact, when the DVD first came out, I remember there was an Easter egg. For those of you who don't know what an Easter egg is, it's like a secret code or a menu that you can find on the DVD menu. Like, you might press, special features, then press left and you'll go to a secret menu. I remember there was a secret where you could have subtitles on only when the character of Brad Pitt speaks, so you could actually understand what the hell he was saying. But, putting Pitt aside, there's a lot of characters here. The story's a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly.
He's so good.
The story's a lot of fun. Jason Statham, so comedic and so fun. This is before he was punching baddies. It's a really good film, one of Guy Ritchie's best, but Pitt is very good in it, even though he's not the main character.
He steals the film for me. Yeah.
He steals the film.
Yeah.
Steals the film.
That's why he's out the front.
Fucking jippos.
Yeah, that's right. Especially when the caravan falls apart and he's like, well, you got a fair deal, what do you want from me? Like, get out of here.
You're doing good.
So good. So good.
I got nothing else to
as
say
for my
about that
number,
one. That's perfect. That fucking choice is
I
Yeah,
love
I'm the
it.
same.
I love it.
Yeah.
his
Well,
performance is
And
just
Yeah.
speaking
No.
of wivesies, mate, the missus boarded me that one on a surprise, so there's some brownie
nice.
points from her.
No.
As for my number two, I mean, come on, boys, how have you not picked this one yet? I am going to go 1999 and pull out the number 7.
Yeah.
We don't. I'm not going to talk about this one for long because come on, you know, we all know what's good about this movie, and Adsy adores it. I'm surprised that you didn't grab this one, but I respect it because Fight Club is great. But you know, I do think Pitt is really good in this movie. You know, I know Morgan Freeman shines. There's a few other aspects of the film, but you know, without Pitt, this film just wobbles and crumbles. He's got a lot of good one-liners in the movie, and you really do sympathize for his character, who is not only ambitious, but he wants to have a good home. He wants crime off the streets. He wants to succeed in a career. There's all these great things, and of course, you know, you feel bad for him because he's just started, and of course, he's dealing with one of the worst serial killers that has ever been spoken about. And that's all I'm going to say. Folks, if you haven't seen 7 yet, just get on this more than any other film, more than Moneyball, more than Fortress, for crying out loud. Get on this one.
Watch it.
Blasphemy. I think it's worthy of your time, and I think you really need to get on it, even more so when there's a 4K around the corner here in Australia. Get on it. 7's just tremendous. A lot.
All right. It's brilliant. Even if you've only got it on VHS, fucking
Fuck
put
it.
it on.
Yeah, look at this.
Look at that.
Oh, I want that.
Look at that. So,
Yeah.
Adsy, how many
That's
different
really-
copies of 7 do you have?
Yes, do tell.
I'm not saying, but it's over 10.
say it.
Yeah.
How many?
Oh,
1,
10.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
Is it
11.
just me, or you should have
I was
stopped
hoping you
at
were going to
7?
say 7.
You should be only, given the
I was hoping
title,
you were
you
gonna
should
say
only have 7 copies. I got a Laserdisc,
that might be a
VHS,
bit,
7 copies of 7.
Yeah, that might be a bit like, Are
Yeah.
you really John Doe?
Yeah.
Brilliant choice, brilliant movie.
100%.
Cracking ending. I'm not giving away spoilers if people haven't seen it.
So good.
Yeah, and it is an investigation movie. You know,
Yeah.
it's an investigation movie. Simple as that.
Unpredictable investigation film
Yeah.
on every level. Oh, you've seen a whodunit before. Forget it.
Yeah.
That means nothing
Not like
to your
this.
film, to
No,
your
not
like
filmography.
this.
Once you start watching this, you're sitting there going, I have no freaking idea what's going to happen next, and you still won't have a clue even
Yep.
as the credits roll. So, get on it.
It's good going through the
Over to you,
clues.
Rob.
All right. My next one. Do you want to say anything else about it, Adsy? Because you love it.
Oh, it's just the
Yeah.
greatest film ever made for me. And one bit that I haven't really talked about is that chase sequence. It's got the best foot chase for me. In apart from probably, it's on point with Point Break. But yeah, it is. And
Fucking love Point Break.
they've got the two.
Yeah.
They've got the two best foot chases from when someone fires a bullet to the end of that chase. It's fantastic. Yeah, done.
So good.
You need to own it.
Yeah.
I've only got it on DVD. All right. But I do own this next one on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Boys, I'm going Inglorious Bastards.
Very nice.
Absolutely love this movie. It is an absolute trip. This
Yeah.
film. Dude, boys. the Bear Jew. Some of the scenes in this are pretty strong violence. I'm surprised it's only MA 15 plus. Pretty strong violence in this, with some of the Germans getting killed, and scalps getting ripped off. But basically, it's a world, to put it easily, it's a World War II movie where the Germans are getting their asses kicked by what do we call them? Not rebels. What's another word for rebels? Oh, they are. That'd be rebels, wouldn't it? Again,
Yeah,
So
rebels.
Yeah.
would be
Rebels.
a rebel crew. But anyway, don't mess with the Inglorious Bastards because they absolutely
Nope.
fucked the Germans up. But then,
Yeah,
apart from the Brad Pitt stuff, because Brad Pitt's fantastic in it,
Mm.
I thought he was freaking awesome in it. There actually is really good stories where Brad's not even in it, like the theater scene. Absolutely fantastic. The very start scene as well, where
Thank you.
yes,
Come
where I'm going to say it if you haven't seen it. It's a spoiler where they're under the floorboards. Just that, and he's drinking the milk. Just that opening scene.
Christoph
alone,
Waltz.
mate, he is so good.
Has
Just
to be
that
his
opening
greatest film.
scene alone is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Then that leads on to another story later on where she's working at the theater, and it's just an awesome setup. Hitler's funny in it, but yeah, it's just
He is.
he is. He really is.
No.
Yeah. But Brad Pitt's fantastic in it. A part of the rebels. We'll call them the rebels. The crew, the Inglorious Bastards, getting the Germans back, and I think it's fucking great movie. And that's my second pick, boys. And I've got it on Blu-ray.
Good pick. And I must say, Pitt's monologue at the start is really quotable and tremendous. Like, every one of you owes me 100 scalps, and the camera zooms in, and I want me damn scalps.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I want me to scalp.
Yeah,
He puts on a
has
good
lot
southern
of-
accent, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he gets a lot of great lines in the film, you know, especially like, you know, this one just might be my masterpiece, you know, like he gets really good lines of dialogue. He was a great cast, you know, choice for that film. And a lot of people in this movie are fantastic. I think it's Christoph Waltz, best film. Michael Fassbender is also tremendous. Mike Myers cameo, but tremendous again.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so unexpected.
They
but
called
he's,
them
like,
the
so good.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That was so unexpected.
Yeah, but it's got Tarantino vibes all over it, and it's tense, and it's brutal, and it's, you know, really cool, man. Love it. Great choice.
I love it.
One of us was going to pick that tonight, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Two in a row, mate.
Yeah.
2 in a row.
Make them good.
I've got another one that's in my top 10 films of all time where he steals the show, and it is True Romance.
I knew you were going to pick this. Yeah.
I don't think I've picked it on Rob's channel yet, so fucking you beauty.
But you told me to watch it.
Yeah, so it's about it's basically a love story with a couple on the run, on the lam sort of thing. After you know, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to. But I've seen it so many times. I can like literally say the lines in my head. But Floyd, right, played by Brad Pitt, is fantastic. He plays a stoner in it. Yeah. There's one scene with him and James Gandolfini where James Gandolfini comes and visits him, and he's looking for a couple of characters. And Brad Pitt's like, you know, don't condescend to me, man. I'll fucking kill you, man. And he's just fucking, he's so good in it. And like every single scene he's in, you know, don't forget clean products. He's just, he makes the film, and like every single character in this, you know, like to your Gary Oldmans, to your Christopher Walkens, you know, there's so many, it's so alive, this film is the best way I can put it. It's such a film that's just breathing with life, you know. It's written by Tarantino, directed by the brilliant R.I.P. to Tony Scott. But yeah, I mean, it's a film I can watch. Yeah, again, it cheers me up. It's fucking fantastic. And yeah, sorry about all the F-bombs, but yeah, I love this film. And, yeah, absolute fantastic. And what do you guys think?
He plays a good stoner on the couch.
Yeah.
He plays a very good.
Yeah.
I actually forgot freaking that the main female was Patricia Arquette.
Yeah.
Oh, she's fantastic. Yeah. And
yeah. I will say this: it's a beautiful love story when you think about it, because Christian Slater is such a puppy dog in the film. He really is. He just wants love. He just wants to go, you know, wants to go to the movies with a beautiful girl. Like, how hard is that, you know? And he finally finds that. But of course, there's all these problems that come with it. I also want to comment and say Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken are really tremendous. They have a great scene together, very memorable, very gripping, and the dialogue is just, you know, like I'm getting sweaty thinking about it. But and Gary Oldman in this movie, man, like holy smokes, he's insane too. It feels like a Tarantino film, and of course, people find out later that he sold the script for, what was it, Atsy? About $50,000, I think it was. He sold the script for.
Yeah, 30 to 50 is like there hasn't been like a solid number, but it's 30 to 50. And no, Tarantino sold the script, I think, for $3 million.
Did he? Okay, I knew he sold it, but I thought he sold it for cheap. But
$3 million was cheap for that script because it's a fantastic script. But I'm pretty sure he sold it for $3 million. and he sold it so he could make dogs. His first direct
really?
direction.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he sold it. He was remember he was sleeping on his mate's couch at the time, and he'd done this script, and he sold it, and he was able to make dogs with what he got, and then the rest is history.
That's right. He had to go because he couldn't make it.
Yeah. But what a film, though. I mean,
It's a ripper, and the thing that really drives me crazy is in Australia you can't buy it on disc anywhere. No DVD, no Blu-ray, no 4K. I've got the Arrow 4K set, which I've imported, but it's
I do
really
too. It's over there.
It is a great, gorgeous film, but it's so hard to get your hands on it. So if you haven't seen it, my prayers are with you. Go get it somehow.
And it's crazy. I don't want to cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're cool, man. I'm listening.
I was just saying it's crazy that he went from Stoner on the Couch in 1993 from this to 1995 7.
Yes.
It's nuts. Yeah.
How crazy is that?
But like you think his choices were just absolutely spot on, because like he got Thelma and Louise, and he didn't, and like he wasn't even going to pick 7. Like it took a lot of convincing. You know, he wouldn't just roll up. Brad Pitt is for like actors who are getting their break. You look at Brad Pitt as how you pick films as a starting off actor, and if you have a break, fucking look at what he did, because he's the pathway. But exactly. Fantastic
you got to
stuff.
start, and you got to start somewhere in some films, you know. So
I
won't tell you what role Adzy's playing in our film. What's your second? What's your third pick, Adzy?
Again, I mean, I've got to pick the one he won the Oscar for, and it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And for me, I mean, I'll show this edition while I'm talking, but it's an absolute beauty. This is the 4K. I don't think it's in there though, because oh shit! And now it's going everywhere. But and it's got a Mad magazine in there as well. But fuck, nah, it's fine.
How good is that?
But it's got a vinyl inside as well, just a small vinyl. But for me, absolutely 100%, he deserved the Oscar for it. He is so good in it, and I actually think he's better than Leo in it. They're probably just on point. But like Leo, the scene in the where he loses his marbles in the trailer is fantastic. But the Bruce Lee Pitt scene is phenomenal.
So fun.
And also and just the bit where he's thinking like about it on top of the roof, and he just goes, yeah, that's about right, because he got kicked off set. And there's just little subtleties in Cliff Booth, Brad's performance in it. It's just his character in it. It's just like in the bit where he remembers. So he's remembering a lot of this stuff, and he remembers where he's on a boat with his missus with a spear gun, and they never show it, but we know what happened. And just shit like that Tarantino's come up with for this film.
So much fun.
And the ending, of course, where he's on acid. He takes on Tex, and he takes on Mikey Madison from Anora, and it's just I mean, I'm not going to spoil it in case I don't know what you're doing.
I want to spoil one bit. The best bit that I popped in. People will go, "What, you popped the best? That's the best bit that you popped in? What the fuck?" The end scene, I just fucking love it. Just the way he commands the dog. When he commands the dog, and the dog's fucking gone. That is my favorite bit of the movie. It is just, he's just so cool when he does it too. He's just
he's just
Brad
like
Pitt is cool, man. That's the thing. Pitt's cool, so naturally Cliff Booth was going to be cool as well. There's no one in the world that wouldn't want to be friends with Cliff Booth. No one sat in the cinema and said this guy is a jerk. Everybody wanted to be his friend. Everybody would love him to come visit his house and fix my antenna and just be a general bro and a great wingman. The dog click is hilarious, but also I just love his little little laugh he does, feeling like hysterica, just based on the situation that he's in. But he's able to take care of himself, and he's just smart and clever and sharp with his words, and he is cool in this movie. And the stunt jokes are hilarious too. a little car jumping off a big bridge, and it pauses. And it's like, that's Cliff. And continues on. Like all of those jokes are really good.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
It's like great pick,
brilliant
man. Really
choice.
picked.
yeah, love it. Yeah.
Good box set. We've got good box sets so far, Not bad.
It's good.
I am the salami in the middle. Now, when you think of Brad Pitt,
excuses.
when you think of Brad Pitt, you think he's always eating in movies. Every single movie he's eating in movies. Now, when I was rewatching a whole heap of movies for this, I think this movie he ate the most. And I'm going with 2001's Ocean's 13.
Okay.
He's always eating in this one. He's always eating in this one. But this is brilliant. A lot of people bag this, I think, because there was too many sequels, maybe. That's why I think a lot of people bag it. But when this first came out, everyone frothed on it. And then I think they lost the respect for the first one because of so many sequels. But let's just think about the first one. The first one, I think, is brilliant. It's very clever. The way it's written makes you freaking think with George Clooney and kicking him out. And, oh, yeah, something's going on there. All the little tricks that they're playing inside this casino to get the money is just clever. And the outcome, the third act, is just so smart when they doing the final robbing. Julia Roberts, I'm not a big fan of, but she was okay in it as well. She did annoy me a little bit, actually. But Matt Damon, he was fine in it. Was it Bernie Mac? Was it Bernie Mac?
Hang on. You've picked Ocean's 13. Are you talking about Ocean's 11?
Oh, Ocean's 11.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was
Ocean's
thinking
11.
Wasn't it 13?
Ocean's 11. What the fuck am I saying 13
mate.
for?
I wanted to pick you up so you didn't put 13 in there.
Rewind.
I had 13 in my head because I was freaking going to bag 13 out. So, yeah, Ocean's 11.
I could have just let you go down that road.
You should have, and then I would have had to put, because then it would have been your next pick and you would have said 11. No, you first 13.
I know, I would have.
And they would have started a brawl, mate.
That would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
Sorry, not 13. God damn, not 13. Holy crap, not 13.
He meant Ocean
11. 11.
Yeah.
11. Grandpa's going to destroy me on the final.
He bloody better.
On the final count, he is going to give me shit for this. But yeah, Ocean's 11. Sorry, boys. 2001. I think it's brilliant. Bernie Mac, am I correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Rest in peace.
Yes. He was great in it. Everything about this movie was fantastic. Rob that prick because he didn't deserve his casino. That's all I'm going to say about it because you fucked my brain up with the Ocean's 13 thing.
Helps your brain.
Yeah.
I was biting my tongue. I'm like, what is that? Man? I didn't know. I was still trying to process which one was on about.
No, I knew the second that Rob picked it because I know, just personally, I know Rob's not a big fan of 13. So I was like, should I let him pick 13 by accident? Nah.
It would have been so good if you never said anything and then it went to Pete's pick and he went 11. No, you just chose 13, mate. That would have been some funny shit. But what do you think about Ocean's 11, boys? Do you like it? Do you think that it got it went down in people's opinions because of 12 and 13?
It definitely went down.
Yeah. You go, Etsy. You go.
Oh no, I just think that 12 was a bit strange. I like all three, but I particularly like the first one. But 12 went a bit like the script was bullshit, to be honest. Yeah, but it was still cool because of all the cool actors. But 13's basically a remake of 11. Except Al Pacino's basically Andy Garcia, and Andy Garcia helps him in this one. So I mean, but I always watch them together if I'm going to watch all three of them. But 11's I saw that cinema and I had an absolute ball, and I've seen it a few times. So
yeah, Ocean's 11 I saw in cinemas. I thought it was brilliant. Ocean's 12. This is a confession that no one knows yet. I watched half of it and I gave up. I thought this was awful.
Oh, shit.
Once you got actors pretending to be other actors, I'm like, I'm out. That was it. I didn't finish it. I thought that was really that was basically making me feel like an audience that was a bit stupid, and I was like, nah. Therefore, I haven't seen Ocean's 13 yet, but I'm a bit more. Yeah. Well, I'm going to one day because I've got the 4K box set, and I did watch Ocean's 8, and even that was a little disappointing because again, it just feels like a carbon copy of what we've already got. the chemistry in 11 is really good. Matt Damon,
Yes.
Brad Pitt, George Clooney, all these guys coming together, the banter, the dialogue. There's so much fun on screen. And then in the second one, I just felt like everyone's like, we're all getting paid. So what do you want? Oh, you want me to go over here? Oh, okay. And you want me to do this? Oh, okay. Oh, we're all broke. Oh, okay. Very lazy, very stupid. Just, people say Joker 2 was lazy and had no effort. Ocean's 12 is extremely lazy. Like, someone was sleeping when they wrote that script. Sorry, guys.
At least they didn't sing. At least they didn't sing.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll give Ocean's 12.
We're going to rob a bank. We're going to rob a bank. It's over here. Let's go rob the bank. Banky,
that's
banky,
Ocean's 9.
banky. Let's dance. Oh, ho, ho.
Oh, God. Oh, Lady Gaga and Joker 2. I mean, piss off already, Gaga.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Nah, piss off.
We can get into
Different
Joker 2 another time because I have
Totally.
opinions about that. Because
Sorry,
Totally.
Pete. I know you're a fan of it, but nah.
Oh,
Not a big
I gave it
fan.
half.
I didn't hate it as much as many other people. Yeah, that's my clarification. Like, I
it
liked
could
it,
have
but I
been
didn't-
brilliant. It could have been brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
You
I mean,
ruined
They're
it.
coming off like, one of the best
10 out of 10.
like origin films. And
Yeah.
they fucked it up royally, like to make it a musical, to make it not and like and I know what he was trying to do, and he was literally putting his middle fingers up at the movie industry, and that's why Tarantino loves it, because it's
Which I
literally
like as well.
But I mean, if you like the first film, right, and you go into this film, what's the fucking point? You can still do that. You can still give the middle finger to the movie system, but you don't have to make it all about that. You can actually have a fucking plot,
Totally.
instead of fucking Lady Gaga and Joaquin, doing jazz hands and fucking, being a couple of fucking tosspots. I mean, get fucked with that film.
I know.
Fucking hate
The
it.
best thing about
a lot of
it
people
really
agree about it.
made me want to have a cigarette, though.
nah.
Made me want to have a
Ooh.
cigarette. The amount of
True.
smoke.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
I've quit
my
for
God.
fucking 8 years. Fucking,
How
I
many
was this
smokes?
close.
How many smokes did they smoke? Anyway, you got 2 in a row, Pete. Ocean's 11 was that one, and a bag of Lady Gaga.
Well, look, speaking of smoking, drinking, alcohol, wild parties, movie magic, how about a bit of this one? Babylon.
Yeah, it's a goodie. I like that.
I've never seen this.
No, it's good.
This is kind of sad for me because I actually really think this is a great film, but a lot of people didn't show up for the cinema for this one. The marketing for this movie confused even me. The marketing was it made me think that this movie was basically a dance party or a big celebration. Didn't really tell me anything about the plot. And then you go watch the movie and it really is something beautiful about cinema history, the journey of cinema, the discovery of sound in cinema, the impact of cinema, the list sort of goes on. So there's a lot here to unpack, and it is quite a long story, but the final montage of this movie is really deeply rewarding, I think.
100%. Yeah.
I saw it the week that it came out in cinemas, and I remember sitting there in the cinema, and I was like one of 3 people sitting there for 3 hours, just really enjoying it. Focusing on Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is very good in this movie. He's having fun once again. He also has a fair bit of story and part to play in this film. Obviously, there's a lot of focus surrounding Margot Robbie, and there's a love interest there, and just a journey that all these characters are going on through the time of cinema. One of my favorite bits in the film, unfortunately, doesn't feature Pitt, but it's when they introduce sound for the very first time. They're capable of recording sound for a movie. They say it's going to change cinema forever, but trying to record sound in a movie was not easy. They had feedback from air conditioning. They had microphones that could only aim at certain directions, and if you weren't directly underneath, they weren't able to get the right sound, and somebody made noise on set, they'd have to do the scene again. So it was really a frustrating period of time compared to now where we have AI and all this other glamorous stuff. But a really good film. It's fun.
Yeah.
It has got a lot of effort into it, in its costuming, music, performances, sound. Like, the fact that this didn't do very well at cinemas when you see it is really sad, considering how much has gone into it. Very sad. But I really enjoy it, and I think if you love films and cinema, go watch it. It's not about a party by any means. It's a whole different level altogether. There you go.
Well, for me, like, because we were just talking about Joker too, the trailers made it look like a musical.
Yes,
That's what I was about to say. The trailer, I went to watch it, and the trailer went through.
It's not a musical at all. It's literally behind the scenes and Margot Robbie. It's behind the scenes of Hollywood, and but Margot, like the snake bit, the bit with Samara weaving. On set, the opening scene where she's doing lines and freaking. It's just nuts, and the party sequence, again, it's not a party film, but there's a giant party sequence at the beginning, and it starts on a cliff, this film, with a truck, and it's wicked. And so if you like films like that are like Wolf of Wall Street sort of vibes, where it's just excess on top of excess on top of excess, not singing, anyway. But I'll go down a road with that one. But it's brilliantly acted. There's one scene as well with Tobey Maguire is fantastic in this film. I won't spoil it for anyone, but if you want to see Tobey Maguire like you've never seen it before, watch this fucking thing.
Your skin will crawl when you see Tobey. But Pitt's very comedic in it. Like, there's a scene where he's arguing with his wife, and his wife is like, I think it's Spanish. She's shooting Spanish at him, and he's on the phone talking business, and he puts the phone down. And he goes, "Honey, I don't speak Spanish." Like, he's talking to his own wife. He's like, "I don't understand what you're saying," and just puts the phone back to his ear. Like, so he's not, just a guy in the film business focusing on his films and just hooking up with whoever he wants to. It's a wild life and a wild time for cinema. But if you haven't seen it, Rob, check it out. It's a long film. It's about 3 hours, but very good.
Like what when I cut Adzi off when he was talking, I said, yes, the trailer. I watched the trailer to watch this for this episode, and I was like, I ain't watching this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And but it's your cuppa. I know your cuppa, mate. Yeah.
I do like my cuppas.
I do like.
Okay, what's my cuppa? What's my cuppa on the next one, Adzi? Come on, boy. What do you reckon? Hey, what are you thinking?
No, I'm not going to tell you because
it will be a movie where Brad Pitt's hair looks good.
It actually does look pretty good in this one. I think his hair looks pretty banging.
It does look banging. Yeah, it looks banging in that one.
Look, I'll be honest, I sat on a couple of titles and I thought to myself, what made me smile and laugh? I thought Bullet Train was a lot of fun. Maybe a little bit too long, but really a fun film. A guy's hired to do a job, goes on a train, and of course, the job that he's hired to do or requested to do gets a little carried away when he discovers that he's not the only trained person on the train. There's chaos, there's mayhem, there's cameos, there's fist fights, random fights, outrageous deaths, outrageous reveals, lots of twists, lots of turns, discussions about Thomas the Tank Engine and the philosophy about characteristics of Thomas the Tank Engine. I personally have said someone is a diesel in my life. I don't know about you. But a really fun movie. And, look, some people really hate this movie. I sat there and I just thought, look, this is fun. Like, this has got some good action. Pitt's having fun. Pitt's very comedic. Don't take it too seriously. Just shut up and have fun. Jam popcorn in your mouth. I really liked Bullet Train. I only saw it, I think, last year. And both my wife and I just thought it was so funny and just great time, and glad it's on 4K because the audio track's a banger.
I don't own this one. I think it's brilliant. I think it's hilarious. The blood from, I'm not going to give spoilers away, but all I can say is blood from the eyes and vomiting blood and the snake. Fucking love it.
Yes.
Absolutely loved this movie. It's if you haven't seen this, it is so unrealistic. It's not even funny, but
100%.
It is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Even when you can predict something's going to happen, like at the end's very predictable, but even when you know it's going to happen, you're still happy to watch it. You're still happy to laugh. You're still just, great cast too.
How good is Staying Alive at the start in Japanese?
Yes.
It sounds actually pretty good.
It is good.
Yeah. Oh, it's because of the tune. You can't beat that tune.
The film track is really good. Great music. Just really good sound effects. Like if you have it on 4K and you can enjoy it with a surround sound, it's a ripper of a film. It doesn't disappoint in the surround sound department at all.
Great, mate. Fantastic choice.
Don't have no fucking 4K bricks. All right.
Christmas.
So I'm going one from 1993. I wish I'd owned this, but this is one that I only just watched, and I
Ooh.
thought this was brilliant. It has Juliette Lewis and David Duchovny in it. This
I
is
told you.
California. Did you guess it? Oh, because I said to you the other day, I found one and I watched it and I was like, wow.
Early 90s.
From the
I
90s,
went, is
yeah.
it from the early 90s?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
California.
Never
Oh,
seen it.
dude.
Oh,
I
Pete,
need
get on
to-
it, mate.
I need to own this. This is brilliant. So David Duchovny and his wife are going on a road trip to look at past crime scenes.
Yep.
And Brad Pitt is a junkie with his junkie girlfriend. They catch a lift with them, and Brad Pitt's a bad man. Brad Pitt's a bad
He's
junkie
a
man.
bad
He's a very, very bad junkie man.
Mm.
He's a killer himself, and
Nice.
which that's no spoiler. And
Yeah.
doing stuff behind David Duchovny and his girlfriend's back on the trip. He's a very, very bad man. Some of the scenes in this is
Bad
fucked. Bad Brad. He's dirty. Did
Ooh.
he break his tooth for it, or did they flip
Yep.
something over it?
Yeah, no, he
Jeez.
literally broke his tooth. Yeah, to play
He did?
early. Yeah.
Fuck me.
He
Yeah,
does
look,
crazy shit as well. Yeah.
looks crazy. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that movie from 1993, because a lot of people wouldn't have seen this movie. It is like a serial killer movie, kind of, but with druggies that are shit at not getting away with it. Or
I've got the
disguising
blue-
it there.
Oh, sorry, mate.
No, but it's junkies that can't disguise if they're serial killers or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the blue. I can get the blue. It's behind these, so I can do a little bit of magic man stuff. But
Don't do it.
No,
Don't
no,
do it. Be
I'm a
careful.
bit scared.
Brilliant. Was that on your list, Adsy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I adore the film. I have since the 90s. I used to rent it on VHS back in the day. So from Video
Awesome.
Easy, Pete. Don't worry.
Oh,
Respect.
what the fuck?
But yeah,
Don't
Do
rent
that
from
to
dirty
me.
blockbusters.
Oh, come on, mate. I would have wiped you. I would have wiped your late fees, mate. Come on.
Oh, please. Yeah, please.
no, great pick. Yeah, it was probably it wasn't my next. It was my one up because I got two left. Yeah.
Yep. You've got two in a row now. And by the way, I've always seen that. And when I worked at the video store as well, I always saw that cover and it never interested me. I never know what it was about.
Same.
It's just one of those ones that I don't think people pick up, which they should. And look, if we didn't do this episode or this show, I wouldn't have watched it. Or unless
Well,
Adsy said, get on it. You know what I mean?
It's just a picture of a car with a couple of dudes standing around it, and you're like, oh, yeah, they're hanging out. You don't know from the plot of that poster at all.
No.
I did know of it, but I mean, it wasn't enough for me to go, oh, this is definitely right up my alley kind of thing back in the video store days. And even now, again, not available. So it's just one of those films that came out, fizzled down. Did you see it? Yes, no, maybe not. And it's hard to get even now. So
Exactly.
frustrating.
Two in a
It's
row,
a
Adsy.
road
Oh,
movie with freaking one of the best road movies ever for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good call.
I'm gonna go with. Can I reach it? Yeah, I can, but I'm gonna move my chair again. Fuck it. I'm gonna
Do it.
go with a Coen Brothers film.
Hey,
I'm gonna go with Burn After Reading.
Oh, I've never seen this.
so good.
For me, this is one of his greatest performances again. But the
Yeah.
whole film, George Clooney, Frances McDormand, Richard Jenkins. I mean, it's a very underrated Coen Brothers film because they did No Country, and this was the film they made up straight after No Country, and it kind of got a bit went under the radar. But Brad, he literally cracks me up. Like every time I watch this film,
So
I'm
funny.
in tears from it
Yeah.
because he plays this guy working at a gym who's a little bit like, he's not simple, but he's close. And there's one scene like because it's all about the CIA and about these. It's about idiots. The film is about idiots, and he finds this disc, and there's some secrets on the CIA secrets or CIA shit on the disc, and he tries to sell it to John Malkovich's character, and that whole sequence between John Malkovich and him in the car, as soon as we get the money, dickwad, bang, Johnny Malkovich punches him in the nose. But and obviously the scene where he's in the closet, I'm not going to say anything else about that because Rob hasn't seen it. But there's a scene involving a closet that you'll never forget.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't react to that scene in the closet, you might want to go to a doctor and just see if you're alive.
Oh god,
this is one of those films. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're right.
Go. He sort of talks like a bit of a surfer dude. It's there, man. It's right there, man. Like that's what I'm talking about, dude. Like, come on, man. And he drinks like soda drinks, long slurps. He's a gym junkie kind of thing with his little wristbands, and he's just a goof. But he steals the film quite often. But the entire film is ridiculous. I believe it's a CIA agent writes about his memoirs. Isn't that right, Etsy, from memory?
Yeah.
And his
memoirs.
Yeah, has secrets.
Johnny Malkovich pronounced it memoir.
So he's got secrets that, unfortunately, after he writes it, goes into the wrong hands. You've got George Clooney, you've got all these characters involved, and just one problem after another, and things get worse. There are moments in this film where you will yell at your TV just out of what? Like, it shocks you, but you can't help but to laugh. Like, it is a great film. J.K. Simmons is also really good in this film too.
Oh, great.
It's a roller coaster film. You really will go up and down on this one. And like I said, when you should be sad or shocked, you will be laughing because the situation is just insane, but very funny. And Pitt is great in it. Like, again, fun role, very well suited, very well cast, but he has a goof. It's so good. Please watch it. I think Rob
sold me.
I think Rob.
Oh yeah, you'd love it, but
yeah. I think
I've got it on Blu-ray somewhere there. Where I have my bag of movies for cheap price from the op shop. So yeah, I've got it in one of those bags.
And it's
that's a good pick.
It's under an hour and a half, right? It just flies by. So you just whack her on, and it'll be done before you know it. But it's
snap.
And John Malkovich, right, as well as Brad. He's fucking
and
brilliant.
Clooney's too. Clooney's quite good in it as well. Like they're all good in it. Like it's a tight cast.
Yeah. 100%.
That's a rip-off. Good call.
This one's so hard because there's so many. He's got like so many left.
I know.
So, this is
I've got
this is the box set.
No, this is it. This is my bookend. I'm going with 12 Monkeys.
Not 13 Monkeys.
But for me, this was the role that really, I saw him in, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's going to be a superstar, and he was. And he plays a guy with a schizophrenic. And this is a time travel film with Bruce Willis and Madeline Stowe, and it's about it's hard, and it's Terry Gilliam. So I mean, it's a crazy film, but it's so good, and it really it's a thinker as well.
Yes,
but for me, Brad in it, he steals the film easily. And he's just so good, and like just all his twitches and
exactly what you're doing.
his mannerisms, and mooning everyone, and that's it. But it's just and the whole film is just like you've got the comedy with Brad. You've got the feels with Bruce and his character, and the screenplay's fantastic. And the ending, Jesus Christ, it ain't a comedy. And and it kind of goes back to this. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it. I almost did. But yeah, if you're into time travel, check this out, and you'll have a ball, and you'll have a laugh at Brad's performance. But also, it's one of the closest to like having been around schizophrenics before. I mean, it's very close to he did his research, is all I'll say on that one. But yeah, fantastic.
This was one of those moments where you wanted to crack out of the pretty boy era. You know, he was always the cast as the handsome, good-looking stallion, whatever it might be. And this was a role where everyone's like, oh, he can act. He's actually a decent actor. He's not just a shirtless hunk. It was a very fun role, but it was also a really good thriller as well. Like, you don't quite know what's going on. And, of course, this was quite different for Brucey as well, who was more known for his action, not so much his thriller. He hadn't done Sixth Sense yet either. So this was also a really good, you know, casting career move for him too. And, you know, to think that Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt did a film together, like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. But when you watch the movie, you know, they're so different and their parts are very different to the whole story as well. So it's not like they're both lead characters like Seven, but it is a great thriller. And when you get the revelation of everything, you know, again, I didn't think it was predictable in the first watch. You know, I thought it was actually a very smart film, and we don't really talk about it enough. But as a futuristic sci-fi film, it's very cool, and I would actually like to revisit at some point as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beauty. Yeah,
All
yeah.
I'm
And I'll
say about it.
Yeah, no, go.
Sorry to cut you off. You go.
No, you're right, man.
all I'm going to say, if you haven't seen it, don't fucking watch it with your phone in your hand. Just fucking
no, never. Don't.
Just don't.
No.
Put your phone down for 10 minutes, you fucking weird little pricks, and just fucking watch it. Enjoy the story and try and fucking guess the twist, because you're not going to understand this movie if you got your phone in your hand while you're fucking TikToking.
unless you're subscribing to Rob's channel, that's okay. But if you're not doing that, then cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. Good choice.
Cut it out.
That's right.
Cheers, buddy.
Very good, man. That's he done, man. That's his box.
That's a good box set. All right. I don't want this going too long, so I'm going to fucking... I found this one at the op shop a couple of weeks ago. Watched it for the first time. It is called The Devil's Own.
Beauty.
Watched it for the first time. Man, Harrison Ford. Everyone loves Harrison Ford. But holy shit, this man, Brad Pitt, can do an Irish accent. He can do it. I reckon it was pretty good. I thought he was pretty... Oh, well.
Situation. When he says the word situation, it makes me fucking...
There's a couple of words, but he's
myself.
pretty good.
Yeah. Well, this was an Irish accent that you could understand, not like Snatch. But this was good. This was good. Lives with a family. Comes over to America, lives with a family with Harrison Ford, who's a cop, and it all goes south because he's plotting some bang bang kaboomies, and with the IRA, is that correct?
Yep.
And it's pretty simple. It's ends up being a cat and mouse chase, and Harrison Ford's a good guy, Brad Pitt's a bad guy, but first half of the movie, Brad Pitt is actually a really nice guy, and we don't want you chasing our Brad, mate. Stop chasing Brad. Good movie, guys. Yeah. I liked it. It was a 7 out of 10 for me. And it was
good.
And it was worth being on my list
90s.
and in my collection.
Good 90s
I got on
movie,
Blue.
Definitely. Yeah, same.
Entertaining as hell. Yeah. No, I just had a few. That's just me because. I'll tell you just for one thing. I've got this box set of this Daniel Day-Lewis box set that's got 3 Irish gems in it. Not Daniel Day-Lewis, sorry. Jim Sheridan box set from Imprint, and it's got 3 or 4 Irish gems in it. But when you hear Daniel Day and the likes of Sean Bean doing their Irish accents, and then in the 90s, and then you hear Brad's, it just, I don't know, there's just something in it that...
I know too much Irish stuff, so that's why he sold me. No,
it's a great thriller, but he made me giggle in a few bits, but
it's the bag line for me where he's like, you know, I need the money, Tom. You know, a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
I need a money, Tom. I need the money, Tom. That one always cracks me up. So
let him keep the money. Your last pick, man, Pete.
Well, boys. Let's not disappoint the followers tonight, shall we? For those of you that are watching for the first time, my 5th is always a random one. It's always the ugly fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the odd one out. I could easily pick World War Z, The Big Short, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which is pretty good, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Oceans 12 and 13. I could pick The Lost City. I could pick Fury. I could pick Spy Game. Ad Astra, Meet Joe Black, Troy, Megamind. I'm not doing it. What am I picking, boys? Any ideas?
Jackass.
Well, he is in that, but you're wrong.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
to pick a Marvel film. How about a bit of Marvel?
Oh, I know what you're picking.
Just wait. I want to see Rob's reaction. I'm going to
something
pick from,
too.
Yeah. 2018. I'm going to pick Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2. Well, let me remind you of what, because there's people at home right now going, what? Brad Pitt's in Deadpool 2. He's in it for about 1 second, maybe half a second. Blink and you miss it. When Deadpool puts together X-Force, he recruits the best of the best. Peter is one of them. I love Peter. Wonder why. But he also recruits an Invisible Man.
Yeah.
He's so good, he's invisible.
The Vanisher.
The Vanisher, that's right.
Yeah.
And when everything's going down and X-Force is dropping like flies, the Vanisher hits the electric wires, and for a split second, you see it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Split second.
This bit.
When you
he gets electrocuted.
when you watch the bloopers of Deadpool, there's actually a little thing of Brad Pitt grabbing the wires, pulling funny faces, like you
can see it in the original, in the normal film. You see it's Brad. You just got to keep your eyes open. Just don't blink. In the cinemas, I remember bursting out, going, "Was that Brad Pitt?" Like, you just had to react. So, fellas, for his performance, I thought was tremendous. I really believed he was invincible. But look, come on, it's a random. I can't disappoint the fans. No, I love it, mate.
I'm losing at the moment anyway, so I mean, come on. I think this was great. I mean, how good is it to see not only Matt Damon in Deadpool 2, who's also got a cameo role. I'm not going to tell you who he is if you don't know. But yeah, man, Brad Pitt is in theory, he played a superhero.
There you go. Fucking, I don't even remember that bit, so there you go.
Do I disappoint the fans or what? I mean, come on, I'm holding up my legacy of the most.
Nah, you're fine, mate.
You can't disappoint. You always got to end off with one, and this might be the one where you snatch it.
He was there the whole time. We just couldn't see him.
All right, let's chuck it up on the board. We've got Adsy's box set, Fight Club, True Romance, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Burn After Reading, and 12 Monkeys. It's a pretty fucking solid box set right there.
Goes all right.
Only $11.99 in Red Dot. Mine's Moneyball, Inglorious Bastards, Oceans 11, not 13, you pricks, and California and Devil's Own. That's a pretty damn good box set as well. Mine's a JB Hi-Fi for $79. And Pete's is free streaming. His is Snatch, 7, Babylon, Bullet Train, and Deadpool 2. That's a pretty fucking good box set.
Good list.
Yeah, come on. Well. Don't even try and diss that.
Nah, I'm not dissing that at all. Like I said, you're going to snatch it. So
careful, I'll get some fury on you.
I've got to watch Babylon. I've got to watch Burn After Reading. They're the only two I haven't seen out of today's list. But thanks, everyone, for watching. Like, subscribe, do what the fuck you want. Everyone's details are in the blah blahs. And make sure you vote in the post section, not the comment section, not the freaking
post.
Not the whatever I say. It's the post section now, apparently. So,
yes.
Yep. Like, subscribe, do what the fuck you want. Say hi to your mum for us. We'll be back next week with whatever we do. See you.